You tie your shoes, put on your headphones, take your first steps outside. You've barely covered 100 yards when you hear them. They must be close. You can hear every guttural breath, every rattling groan. They're everywhere. Zombies. There's only one thing you can do. Run. So I said quite a while ago that I was going to do a vlog about Zombies Run, and I did, and it sucked. So let's try again. Zombies Run is an ultra-immersive running game and audio adventure. Co-created with award-winning novelist Naomi Alderman, we delivered the story straight to your headphones through orders and voice recordings, and when you get back home, you use supplies collected while running to build and grow your base. This is the description that is given of the app when you go into the App Store to buy it for Zombies Run. This is what it looks like. This is a terrible, terrible picture. Sorry about that. It's gonna keep being terrible pictures like that. So Zombies Run is a game that helps you run, basically. It will switch between playing your music and telling a story for which to encourage you to run. So basically, you are runner 5 in what's called Able Township in a zombie apocalypse. The world is trying to rebuild itself and you are being placed in Able, and amongst the many works that can be done within this civilization is runners who get supplies and distract zombies when other people need to get through, for example, deliver messages and all kinds of things. So there is an immense story and you get to know these great characters, and it's very capturing. There is the app. When you start up the game, you can go on to missions. There we go. There are 2 seasons right now. Season 1 and Season 2. You can also do race. And then there's specific radio mode. This is my base. How the base works is that if you see these little marks up in the corner, up there, where it says 39 and 0, those are different kinds of supplies that you gather up whilst running. You will hear this little voice in your headphones that tells you that you have picked up a pair of pants or a bottle of water or ammunition, and these are the things that you will then use to pay for upgrades to your camp and new facilities and to expand the perimeters. All these things will gather up on their own and you will be the one to distribute it and build up your camp once you get home and are done with your run. I am not much of an exercise person myself. This game has helped me a lot in actually motivating me to go outside and run for a bit, and also many times I have figured I'll go for a run and then I end up going for 2 or 3 missions because I can't stop, because I get so immersed in the story and I like characters so much. Once you've been playing for a little while, you get introduced into radio mode, and the characters who run the radio, Jack and Eugene, wow, do I love those guys. They are amazing, and I cannot tell you how many times I have continued to walk around for 20 or 30 extra minutes just to keep hearing them. Basically how the missions are is you can decide if you want them to be about half an hour or an hour, and they go, like I said, they interchange with your music. So you make up a playlist and you pick which playlist you want to use, and it will play about a song and then a track. You have it on a half an hour run. If you have it on an hour run, then most likely there will be a radio track and then 2 songs, and then a radio track and then 2 songs. This can depend on how long your songs are. If you have very long music, they may cut them. If you have very short songs, they may play 2. Another thing I want to talk about is the Zombies Run 5K training. That looks like this when you get into it. The 5K training is a workout that it works a little bit differently. You start from the same place. The first mission, it says there, the story begins. That is the same first mission as it is when you start up the actual game, so you get introduced to the story in the same way. And as you see, mine doesn't say completed, because I had already done the original game before, so I already knew that part of the story. So if you have the original game, you do not have to do that one. And same if you start with this one and then do the original game. You don't have to do the first mission, you've already done that. It is an 8-week program with 3 runs a week. And once you're done, you get a little gift and it will say complete. And I was very surprised looking at this because, for example, if you look here, it says complete and then it says a date and it starts with LR. That stands for lördag, which is the Swedish word for Saturday. And I was very surprised to notice that it does this all the time. It has shorts with the Swedish weekdays, which I was very surprised to since nothing else in the game is in Swedish. This will play your music and then there will be radio voiceovers that will just sort of mute the music a little bit. It will just lower the volume and will play over. This is how the first week look. Like you will start with a 10-minute walk and then you will do a 1-minute walk, 15-second run, and you will repeat that 10 times. And then there is a 10-minute freeform run, which means run as much as you're able. Most times each week is about the same. So all 3 runs for the first week is the same as this one I just showed you, and then it gets a little bit different. It also includes things like heel lifts and it explains how to do them. This run is being held by the doctor. He will tell you when to start running and when to walk, and there is a little bit of a story. So yeah, it takes 8 weeks, and then you're supposed to run 5 kilometers. I did not run 5 kilometers when I reached the end, but I did run a whole lot more than I'd ever been able to do before. I have started running indoors now on a treadmill. Not as fun, but it works. And I'm trying to keep it up and just not go back to being as lazy as I was before. So, if you feel like you need motivation to run, try Zombies Run. It's a great game. It works on iPhones and Android phones, and I don't know what it is with other, because I just have an iPhone and it works great on this. So look it up for your phone. If you feel like you are in very good shape and you're not very good at running, try the 5k run, because it starts out very slowly and it builds you up, and as long as you can keep to it, it is an excellent way to build yourself up. If you, like me, are a nerd who really needs this sort of motivation to get going and exercise, then